Good morning, respected employers, more particularly the employers who are hiring their family businesses, whether in small scale, medium scale, or whatsoever scale. Today, I am going to share about the general challenges which family run business often come across in the process of their sustainability, growth, development, and continuity as well. Why I have chosen this topic today is as the business environment, as the socio-economic environment, as also the natural climate or the pandemic situations are coming across over and over above with more intensity, which are creating more challenges for the small and medium sized organizations more particularly, and for the family run businesses. However and whatever it is, every business has to survive and need to take care of all the things which need to overcome or which need to address being in the family business or running the family business. The most and primary challenge which comes is family problem or problems. I need not to describe on it because we have come across lot of stories in the family run business. Was virtually, if you look at historically as also, every business now maybe at a huge conglomerate level started from family business, and over a period of time they have made the paradigm shifts and became professionally managed, organized at the conglomerate level as well. So family problem is the number one problem which comes in between the survival and growth as also continuity of the family business. Second comes family business normally is influenced by internal culture of the family as well, and this is very critical thing to understand that family culture and business culture has to be looked into a different paradigm, a different nature, in different perspective. Third is informal structure. Yes, that is also again a big factor. A business has to have a structure. However, it is small structure. The type of structure may be different, but it has to be structured. But family run businesses mostly believe on or mostly driven by internal structure, informally framed as they think from time to time. The fourth one is many a times or almost every time family run business houses are become compelled to or compassionate to or obliged to bring in family people or family related people in the hiring process, which results in a somewhat so-called loyalty base to be think of at a face value, but at the end of the day this becomes, or many times this becomes, killer in the family business, which many might have experienced, might be experiencing as well. Fifth is lack of training and individual personal development. It is because family business oriented entrepreneurs often have a perception or conception, know it all, we know all, we are the most competent people to know the business, we know business our very well, and we know only all our paradigm happens to be another killer or a restrictive point in the growth process, survival process in the family and business. Another one thing is, since they think themselves to the master of all, so they even do not care for individual personal development in the growth phase of the organization, which is needed very much to go ahead towards towards bringing professionalism in the organization, being first to be trained and developed within himself and for the organization as well. So sixth is, resources are limitations. Yes, family run business has resources limitations in terms of mostly financial part, in terms of people part, and in terms of course, material part and other parts which are directly related to finance. Seventh is external view. As I said earlier, I have come across very many family run business houses, entrepreneurs who are one man ship business, one man ship managing director, one man ship control, and one man ship planning, one man ship decision making, so on and so forth. They often fails to take external views in terms of consultations, in terms of advisory services, or so. Even somebody engages, I have come across such a situation as well during my career. They call for the advisors, call for the consultants, but at the end of the day, they prevail on their own. They do what they think to do, ignoring even the advisors or the consultants' point of view, because they might have talked of something to be changed, but the entrepreneur or the management or the CEO or MD or CMD, whatever the entrepreneur is called, they do not want to change their mindset. Accordingly, they do not want to change their organization in that way to drive it towards the professionalism. Eighth point is misunderstanding of the value of the business itself as it should be derived, because business values and family values, personal values are of distinctive nature. In my earlier videos, I have shared about vision, mission, strategies, so on and so forth. These are mostly present in paper only in the family run businesses, which is another a very big drawback or a challenge before the organization, family run business organization, to go ahead with this, to cope with this, to follow this and adopt this as a core principle, core values, and core way of running the business. Ninth point is, who will take over the business? Yes, a family business, somebody has to be successor. One man successor, two man successor, three man successor, four man successor, whatever be the number. But who is going to succeed for the succession? There is an interpretation. I cannot go into elaborate discussion on this. Who has to succeed as a successor is a very big point to understand by the family business owners, to select a capable, a competent successor, irrespective of what is the or his or her status or level in the family. Capability has to be measured, competencies has to be measured, then successor has to be chosen. If that is not done, there is always a problem of deficiency in the capability level on the one way. On the other way, it is also becomes difficult for the small family run business owners to decide a distinctive identity other than the elder one, because family always believes on elder's perspective. So if elder is not capable, even the family business owners happen to have or happen to rely on or happen to bound to be take him as a successor and then continued down the line. But maybe family run business owners, business entrepreneurs has to give a deep thought on it, very big thought on it, else the entire pyramid will be under loose foundation. Ninth is, tenth, sorry, that is the exit plan. A family run business has to derive succession plan, as I said, as also the exit plan, because nobody is going to live for whole of the centuries and centuries together. Everybody will die. That which has origin, that has a destruction. Those who are born, there is a guarantee to be born, but there is a guarantee to be died. So this has to be taken very much care of at least before 10 to 15 years ahead of getting retired or getting somewhat isolated from the businesses. And for that purpose, the exit plan of the entrepreneur, of the family owner, family business owner, has to have a integrated, categorized, catalytic, meticulous, measured way of deriving his own exit plan and develop the successors accordingly, so that successors are prepared to take over him during his survival phase as well. Another point is lack of articulated vision and mission and objectives of the business of the future down the line, 5 year, 10 year, 20 year, 30 year, because family run business has to have a very, very long term perspective, because as I have said in my earlier points, lot of challenges are there for them to sustain, to continue, to grow, to diversify, and to alive for the life and drive both the organization towards making it professionally driven, systems driven. Another point is family run businesses happen to have a very weak point of uh, dictatorship, ownership power, so and so forth, which many a times becomes blockade for running the organization or deriving the productivity of resources in the organization. So there has to be, those are to be very much taken care of. Generation gap is also a very big problem. Generation gap in two ways. One way is in the family itself, the family owners, family members who are coming into the business, they may have some sort of uh, perception, conception, understanding of the business, and so on and so forth. On the other hand, the people they are hiring, they may have a different set of perception, conception, etc., etc., for which I have shared that vision mission has to be very much stringent and has to be very much categorically framed out, crafted out, and whether he is a son or daughter or a professional, everybody has to cater to that, everybody has to carry out those in letter and spirit. Then only generation gap can be met somewhat over a period of time, giving value, giving importance, and honoring the professionalism for self as also for others in managing the business. And another point, very big point, many a times family and business life has to be different. Often we get message that something happened in the family that has a direct reflection going to the office in the business. Yes, it happens. Mental disturbance of the family is carried forward to the business or office itself, and those goes are reflected over the employees in the organization, which demoralizes the entire set of people in the organization working there. So there has to be a distinctive paradigm of family life and family and business environment. Family environment has to be handled in one way. Business environment has to be handled in business dynamics, business way, and business perspective only. And planning for the future, as I said, family run business has to foresee down the line at least up to 40 years or not less than 30 years ahead, and that's a very critical task for which they need very matured, wisdom, wise, and experienced consultation or advisory services over a period of time. Gradually, they can design a roadmap how to create a succession plan, how to take a exit plan from the business. Another one is paradigm of the of business houses. Family run business has to change to the way that professionalism has to brought in. Unless professionalism is brought in, it is very difficult to go ahead for a long time. And more probably, if I give an example, Unilever does not have any family. ITC does not have any family. Does it mean that these organizations are not succeeding? Unilever, ITC like companies are running by the professionals only, and those are doing well, maybe more than the other businesses across the globe. And across the globe, every family organization had to move ahead with the professionalism only. To conclude, let me quote one paragraph. We become shocked when success brings us more problems than it solves, because we become surprised by the obvious. That is the learning for the family run business. Hopefully, I could elaborate the challenges before the family run business. In description part, I have given some more details. For now, many thanks. Please go through the details, and if you feel my points are valid, request to take care of those for sustaining long term in the business and make a strong and long legacy over a period of time on centuries after centuries after centuries. Thank you very much.